Welcome to the Balance It Method podcast. If you're a working mom juggling a career, kids, housework, a social life, and endless piles of laundry, then you are in the right place, my friend. I'm Tamara, a mom, business owner, and your balanced living bestie. Each week, we will discuss simple, practical ways to better manage your time and energy so you can get things checked off that to-do list without burning yourself out in the process. If you're ready to take off that busy badge of honor and finally take control over life's chaos, then let's take this journey together as we learn how to balance it. Hey friend, quick question. Is your to-do list a mile long and you're not sure how you're supposed to get it all done? If you're feeling overwhelmed by everything you need to do this week, I've got something that can help. It's my Overwhelmed to Organized guide, and it's designed to help you take that chaotic list of tasks and turn it into a clear, doable plan that you can take action on right away. You'll learn how to figure out what actually needs to be focused on right now and what can wait, and how you can finally feel on top of your week instead of buried underneath it. Grab it for free from the show notes below and go from overwhelmed to organized in just a few minutes. You got this. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Balance It Method podcast. I'm your host, Tamara, and if you've never been here before, welcome, my friend. This is the place where working moms are coming together to discuss the things that we find really difficult in our day-to-day lives and our busy mom weeks, and we figure out strategies and ways that we can simplify things so that we can get them checked off the to-do list, out of our brains, off our plates, and we can have a little time to ourselves or even some time with those people that we're doing all these things for. Now, today I really want to dive in to talk about something that I've been playing with in my own life, and it's still a bit of a work in progress, but I think I'm really on to something here, and I think it might be helpful to you. So I'm going to share it because that's what we do around here. Even if I don't have everything perfectly figured out, I come on here and I tell you about it because maybe one of you has an idea to perfect it into your own lives. Anyway, I think this is really helpful and it will help to save a lot of time. And specifically, the thing we're going to talk about today is it's kind of like solving a problem I didn't know I had. It's picking up a piece of the puzzle that I didn't know I was missing. So hopefully you can fit this into your weekly schedule as well and make use of it because I have found it quite helpful. So let me just paint the picture of how this came about. So I was finding like a lot of the time there were things coming in during the week that I needed to respond to. For example, like an email that needed a response or a paper from my kid's school that needed signed. And there was communication that these things needed to be done by a certain date. And as soon as I would hear that it needs to be done by a certain date, my brain would think about that as an urgent task, and I would just like drop whatever I was doing and do it because I didn't want to forget about it, right? And it just seemed like a silly little thing to go and put onto my priority funnel for another day. Now, if you're new around here, the priority funnel is the Balance It Method version of a to-do list. So it's a priority, a list of tasks in priority sequence for the week ahead. And so this happened one evening when I was cooking dinner. An email came in from the school that it was time to renew my kids' pizza campaign, they call it. So like they do like you pay for an entire quarter and then your kid gets pizza every Thursday type thing. So anyway, this came through and it was like, this needs to be filled out by next Monday and returned in order to re-up your campaign for the pizza. And so I was cooking dinner and I just was like, oh, okay, I don't want to forget that. So I'm just going to do it right now. And so I pulled my entire attention away from the task that I was doing and went head first into my phone trying to set up this new campaign for the next quarter. And of course, I got then distracted and burnt the dinner, burnt my grilled cheese. Again, it's always grilled cheese. I don't know why I think I can look away when I'm cooking that, but every single time I think I can do it, and then I burn it. So I burned it again. And then I was like, oh my God, why am I even responding to this right now? It's not urgent. Like, I don't need to have this done until next week. I literally have all weekend that I can sign this. And so that kind of got my brain thinking, like, how many times do I get pulled away by some task that I think is urgent because it has a deadline, or it just seems like a piddly little task, like I should just go and do it instead of adding it into my schedule for the week ahead? Like, how many times is that happening? And so I actually tracked it, and I was spending, get this, spending about an hour every week on these stupid little things that were coming in. These random little like upkeeping tasks. And some of them were getting scheduled into my planner for the week ahead, but most of them were just like these, I'm dropping everything that I'm doing right now to pay attention to this task just to get it checked off a list, even though it wasn't necessary to do that. And so I thought, what if I just did all of these stupid little tasks in one day a week? Like, just blocked some time off every week to do these stupid little tasks. And then I was like, oh yeah, I used to teach this. I used to teach the concept of scheduling in what I called an admin day. Now, if you've been here for a really long time, since like way back, I think I probably talked about it on the podcast, but I definitely taught it inside my program, was to have an admin day to do all these little piddly tasks. However, I suggested an admin day be only once a month. And as I got busier in my life as a mom, as my kid went to actual school instead of daycare, I realized like once a month wasn't working. So then I just kind of retired that idea and just focused on the priority funnel, so that I could get the things done that were the most important for the week ahead. So I was like, what if I brought back the admin day and I just scheduled myself an hour every week to do these stupid little tasks? And so that's what I've been working on, and it's been actually really helpful. So here are some of the things that I have begun to add to my admin day, which I typically will do on a Saturday morning for an hour. And let me just be clear about this. This isn't like in addition to grocery shopping. This is its own specific block of time. Okay, the grocery shopping and the meal planning is a different block of time. Sometimes they are one right after the other, but the admin block is specifically for running errands that doesn't include groceries. So some of the things that might be errands that you're doing are like picking up the mail if you have a actual post office that you have to go to, like I do, and it's super annoying. Doing any returns, running to the pharmacy, or going to pick up like household items. This block can also include like signing paperwork for your kids' school, like if there's a class trip or something that needs to be signed. It can be responding to those non-urgent emails that you didn't need to drop everything and burn the grilled cheese 100 times to be able to do. It can also be making phone calls or booking appointments that maybe you didn't, that weren't urgently needed to be done through the week, that you could do during that block as well. So my list for my admin block this week is that I need to pick up some printer ink. So that's like a special trip to a special store, right? So it's not the same as like grabbing it at the grocery store. I need to restock my cleaning supplies, and I need to send some follow-up emails for this event fundraiser that I'm organizing for my kids' school. So far, that is my admin list for this week. And then any of the emails that come through, I've created a special folder that I drop those into. And so when I come into my office to do the follow-up emails, I will then look in that email folder and see if there's anything that needs to be responded to in there. Another thing that I've been doing is just throwing the papers that come in that need to be signed on my desk. in a pile. Now, I would like to have that a little more organized so they actually go in like a specific folder. But as I say, this is still a work in progress. So they're just landing on my desk for now, and then I can deal with them when my admin time comes around. Now, the reason that I think that this is so cool is a couple things. One, it really makes your to-do list or your priority funnel for the week a whole lot shorter. Like, I only have like 2 things on my priority funnel this week, and I feel like I'm so busy right now that that just blows my mind that that's all that's on there. But yeah, that's very beneficial to your capacity through the week to sort of like batch those errands all in one day. But also the other part of this is that because I block it off and I protect that time, and then that time gets communicated on our family communication board, everybody else in the home has a chance to see exactly how much time and effort needs to be put in every week to keep this house functioning, right? Like, all of those little tasks, when you're doing them in the moment and you're just reacting to them as they're coming in, it's really hard to see everything that goes into it, right? Because they're just in the moment reactions. And that's why it like blew my mind that this is like an hour and sometimes more that I'm spending on these tiny little reactive tasks. And so if I didn't know it was happening, then obviously the people that aren't doing those things don't know what's happening. And so they can now see that is how much time it takes to actually make things work in this house. I just think that's a really important visual for the people that live in your home to be able to see all of the effort that you're putting in, the time that you're taking to do these things for the home and for your family. Because I think it's a really great way to communicate that mental load, right? Because otherwise, when you're just reacting to it, they're not seeing those tasks that you're having to do in your head, right? If you actually schedule the time to protect time around handling all of those, then all of a sudden they become visible. Anyway, that's just a little something I've been working on. So I hope that maybe you can adopt this kind of idea. And obviously, as it progresses, if there's changes I make to it, I will make sure that I let you know, because I don't come on this podcast just to hear my own voice. I'm here to help you guys. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you back here for another one next time. Bye, guys.